Hi, so today we're going to learn how to create thesis statements. But before we start creating thesis statements, we need to just go through a few steps and guidelines to take us to creation. So first, what is a thesis statement? So the thesis statement is just the main point of your paper. It's basically what your paper is about and what you're going to argue. What is the purpose of a thesis statement? The purpose of a thesis statement is to lay the foundation of your argument for your paper and to really tell your reader what your paper is going to be about. Next, how long should a thesis statement be? A thesis statement should be about 1 to 2 short sentences, like preferably 1, but if you need the extra space, 2, but no more than 2 sentences. Just because if it gets too long, it's not a thesis statement, it's an open paragraph. Guidelines to creating a thesis statement. So in a thesis statement, first you need specific language, and that is don't use really vague language or abstract language to make your point. So for example, don't use words such as good or bad or nice. Don't use the word things. These words are not specific enough to really tell your reader what you're talking about. Next, your thesis statement should answer a question. Your thesis statement, the question could be anything from what your teacher gives you to what the prompt gives you, but by the end of your paper, your reader should know what major issue you're talking about. So to write a thesis statement, we have some specific guidelines that we should follow. So the first is use specific language. So don't use language that doesn't tell us what your paper is really about. So for example, don't use words such as good or bad. Don't use the word things. These words aren't specific enough to tell us what the subject of your paper is about. Next, your thesis statement should try to answer a question. This can be the question that your prompt gives you or that your teacher gives you, but it should be a broader issue that we can really know that your paper is focused on. And so finally, we have one test for our thesis statement, and it's called the So What test. The So What test is really just addressing, so what is this paper about, or what broader issue are we trying to get at? By the end of your thesis statement, your reader should not have to ask themselves, so what? They should know what issue you're addressing and what the broader issue is. So now that we know what thesis statements are, we're going to try to correct a thesis statement that's not a very good one right now by using our guidelines. So first, Tania, can you tell me which one of the guidelines this thesis statement fails?
It's not specific.
Good, and how do we know it's not specific?
Because it uses non-specific language, such as the word good.
Good job. So we're going to take out good. What's a word that we would want to use instead, maybe?
How about effective?
Good. So MLK was in, change in, effective leader. And what about our next guideline? Does it answer a question?
Not exactly.
Okay, so we know it doesn't answer a question. At the end of this thesis statement, do we ask ourselves, so what?
Yes.
Good. So what can we add to this thesis statement to make it better?
How about MLK was an effective leader because he exuded humility, he stuck to his values, and he fought for the rights of all people.
Good. Because I really like what you said, but I'll say A, B, and C. So great job. A lot of times when we want to answer a question, the word because is nice to use. So we know that we're answering a question. So why was he an effective leader? Because A, B, and C. Well, good job, Tania. Give yourself a clap. So really quickly, we're going to just learn a cheer to help us remember the guidelines. So first, I'll teach it to you, and then you'll respond back to me, okay?
Okay.
Great. So our first line is be specific, be specific. Can you try?
Okay. Be specific, be specific.
Answer question, answer question.
Answer question, answer question.
So what? So what?
So what? So what?
Thesis statements, yay!
Thesis statement, yay!
Thank you, good job.